Hey everyone, we are back with another episode of the Bestiary. I'm your host Eden.
And I'm Marky.
And today we are going to go with a very less known of the shifters.
Are we sure it's even a shifter?
That's up for debate, still. Not much is known about this. We were actually watching an old TV show that mentioned them, and I got to thinking of, what if they actually existed? So I did some work. And research. I get no help from this one. Never.
Depends on what we're working on.
I get no help from this one.
No, because you normally get to it before I do.
See? He admits it. But today we're going to be showing, reviewing, discussing a shifter called Primals. Yeah.
Still, if it's a shifter.
Yeah. Primals. Y'all know it. I don't actually know if y'all know what a primal is or not. But you've all heard about the primal elements, right? Fire, water, wind, earth. Basically, the things that
make the world go round?
There's a lot more things that make the world go around, and you know it.
So?
Basically, the elements that first started everything, practically.
Powers that be?
Yeah, like I said, we've been watching an old TV series. I will not name it, though I probably could, but due to possible copyright laws, I'm not going to. Primals are, unlike most shapeshifters, primals can't be made from a bite from an alpha shifter or by putting animal bones or pelts onto themselves. They have a special way of being made. They take the spirits of an animal into themselves, basically taking an animal and possessing themselves with it. And in doing so, they unleash its primal force onto their enemies, whoever's done them wrong, pretty much.
Most likely they do some sort of ritual to summon up the spirits of dead animals.
Yeah, we're not too sure on how it's actually done. From what little I've been able to find, is not much. But let's go back to the beginning and talk about how primals first came to be. Legends of primals have been told all over the world, from ancient sects sect, plural of sects, in Africa.
No, you just sound like you said sex, right?
Yes, I know. There's no way to plural sect in any way without it sounding like sex.
True.
To tribal spirit warriors in Native America. Legends. Humans have been calling on powers of animal spirits to give them strength for eons. But
we can't also forget Australia.
Yeah, in Australia too. But for them, animals are a little bit different. But yeah, in Africa, there was a sect of people from a tribe that I will not name because I'm really not sure it's true or not, or if it was even only one tribe.
Or if the tribe even existed.
Yeah, that too. But this sect of people thought that humans were a blight on the world, or human consciousness. They're basically very, very they thought that the world should return to a more primal state. A world where the strong survived and the weak died. A real survival of the fittest thing. Shit, really.
Basically, they hated anything civilized.
What's civilization? Or civilized, really?
Exactly.
What's really civilized? But the sect would take in the spirits of predatory animals, such as lions and hyenas, and what other predatory animal that they can get a hold of.
Especially if they have some sort of innate power.
Yeah. They would, like I said earlier, on how they did this, I have no clue. Don't know. They don't go into detail. It's most likely due to some spell or ritual or whatever. But what is known is the acts that the Primals did. It ranges from going to war and killing their enemies to even acts of cannibalism. Basically, they gave in to the animal urges and did what the animal spirit wanted. From procreating to even
Eating anything
that they saw as prey. I'm not sure on how the children of said possessed person would come out. They'd probably come out with a hybrid soul of the animal and human in them already. Would probably be more of a natural born primal. No animal spirit needed to be drawn in. They'd be born with it already attached.
animal spirit not required.
Yeah, unlike sometimes batteries do. But not all primal shifters are
Gave into the power.
gave into the power of the animal spirit. Here in the Americas, primal shifters have a more protective role than its African cousins. Literally, they would... in Native American tribes, people would call on the spirits of animal totems to protect their people from invaders, be it spirits of wolves, bears, cougars, even eagles. But that one would actually be an interesting one to watch or look at.
Don't look at me on this one.
But instead of giving into the urges of the animal spirit, they would work together and fight in an almost perfect union of man and beast. They would literally take on the aura of these animals. Kind of like how I explained some berserkers did in my last video. Do not confuse primals with other shapeshifters that are specific animals, considering they can use animals of any type.
As long as they're able to call upon them.
Yeah, as long as they're able to call upon them. You can find an entire pack, pride, gathering, flock of primals
Of many
different species. Yeah. Some are cooperative, some aren't. But, I hope that stays. But some are really just... It could also be a comment on the human's mental state. If a person that is mentally cuckoo takes in an animal spirit, the animal spirit would be able to take control like that. Because the human mind's not meant to control, or is not necessarily meant to control more than your own animal instincts. Because, believe it or not, humans do have them.
Mm-hmm. Although people like to say otherwise.
Yeah.
But that's what they call civilization for you.
If that's the truth. So, yeah, I really can't find any more on these things. They're an interesting topic, but anything else that I would say now would be just speculatory theories and things like that. I can't fully grasp what these things might do or what they are.
Yep.
But I think that's probably going to be it for this episode.
Yeah.
So, leave down in the comments below. Tell me what you think about this. Tell me some of your theories that you might think on how primals are made or what they would be like.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I'd really like to hear from someone that might know what they are, or even might be able to have come up with a more plausible theory than what what we can come up with.
Mm-hmm.
So, other than what we've said, I suggest probably trying to find some research out on your own. Or just really just try to, I don't know. Really.
Sit and tell you.
Hey, Bubba. So, yeah. I guess we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Later.